Thank you, Senator. Senator Ketter.
Thank you very much, Mr Acting Deputy President. Tonight I rise to speak about the scourge of asbestos in this country. And I want to start by going back and just reminding people that it was actually back in on the 31st of December 2003 under then Minister Tony Abbott that in this country we introduced a total ban on the manufacture, use, reuse, import, transport, storage or sale of all forms of asbestos and asbestos-containing materials within Australia. And so a lot of people think, well, having passed that law, that's the end of the issue, that asbestos is now, it's should be of no further interest to lawmakers in this country. Well, unfortunately, the report of the Senate Economics References Committee last year identified the fact that this issue is not going away. There continues to be materials coming into this country which are putting at risk the lives of Australians. And so tonight I wanted to remind the government that our report, which was handed down in November of last year, is now 7 months on, and we have not yet seen a response from the government in relation to this very important report. It's also important to note that the Asbestos Safety and Eradication Agency has been continuing to do its very important work in this area, and I note that on the 21st of June this year they handed down a report in relation to the economic burden of asbestos-related disease, and it makes pretty stark and disappointing reading, Mr Acting Deputy President. This, the study that they've done identifies that for 2015 that there are large health system and productivity costs associated with the disease. Let's put aside the human cost and the terrible health implications of asbestos-related diseases. No one would want to see even their worst enemy go through the symptoms of those diseases. But putting that aside, there is a huge economic cost associated with asbestos in this country, and it behoves the government to do something about this particular issue. In 2015, there were an estimated 4,152 deaths in Australia due to asbestos-related disease, and 10,444 prevalent cases of disease. So this goes to things like mesothelioma, goes to issues such as lung cancer, asbestosis and larynx cancer. So, as I said, there is an economic cost. It's estimated in this report that was prepared by the Centre for International Economics that the hospital and primary healthcare costs associated with treating asbestos-related diseases is $192 million for 2015. And you can break that down into different areas, but that is a huge cost to the economy. There are costs to the workforce and the broader economy. So living with asbestos-related disease compromises an individual's ability to participate in the paid and unpaid workforce, and these direct effects are estimated at $321 million. So you can also look at the cost to individuals in terms of the burden that they suffer living with asbestos-related disease, and they do this gruesome calculation of the sum of years lost due to disability and years of life lost due to death, and in relation to asbestos-related disease. And so they come up with this calculation of disability-adjusted life years, and so at the moment it's estimated to be 58,077 disability-adjusted life years. So there is a monetary cost, there's a cost to the economy, but there's a terrible, terrible human cost. So we are calling on the government to act on this report, and I'm sure that there's a measure of bipartisan support for something to be done in this area. I commend Michael Borowick, the Assistant Secretary of the ACTU, for his tireless advocacy in this area, and I particularly commend to the government some of the recommendations that the Senate Economics References Committee handed down in our non-conforming building products report, and particularly in relation to our interim report. and things where we talked about the ACCC doing something to look at compulsory recalls and
Thank you,
stepping
Senator.
up
The
in
time for your
performance there.
contribution has expired.